In this video, I'll show you how one unconscious belief can quietly but firmly shape your thoughts, actions, income, and even your health. And most importantly, show you how to identify and begin rewiring it. And if you stay with me by the end, you'll understand why this belief is your silent bottleneck and what happens when you finally let it go. Through a decade of studying self-development and rewiring my own mind, I overcame high-functioning anxiety, a brutal sugar addiction, and healed a debilitating spinal injury. Here's the thing. Beliefs aren't just thoughts you think, they're patterns your nervous system has memorized as safety, using the subconscious. And the subconscious isn't logical, it's emotional and protective. If your deepest belief is success is dangerous, I can't do anything right, I'm stupid, your brain will act in accordance with this belief and lead you into choices and habits of perfectionism, procrastination, overworking, or even burnout. So how can you rewire your brain to change your beliefs? One word: neuroplasticity. The brain's method of creating new neural pathways, strengthening existing ones, or pruning away unused pathways. It is triggered by intense focus and occurs during deep sleep and states of deep relaxation. You must first identify the subconscious programming belief that isn't serving your goals. Then you can utilize a framework or technique to rewire that programming in your mind. By the end of this video, I'll teach you 3 techniques for that and how to identify those beliefs. Identifying the belief. I remember hitting one of my biggest goals academically, that kind of level of success where things look good from the outside, everyone's proud of you, but inside myself, I was operating from constant pressure, self-doubt, and a kind of fear of losing it all. The weirdest part was I didn't even know I had beliefs that were working against me until one day I caught myself at the tail end of one of my many panic attacks during that time. Chest pains, derealization, hyperventilating, just pure dread encompassing me. I just kept thinking, I wish I could feel like I was good enough. Why am I not good enough? Can I not be good enough? Only then was the point that I came to a conscious understanding of this pivotal inner belief. Was I going to play this lifelong race of always pushing myself to my wit's end to reach that one thing that should make me feel this one way? Happy, worthy, proud. Or do I learn how to love who I am and where I'm at without hindering my ambition and drive? Now, I don't recommend panic attacks or traumatic events to anyone. There is a safe way and easier way to identify and investigate an unconscious limiting belief. It's called introspection, defined as the examination of one's own conscious thoughts and feelings. Everybody does it on some sort of level, but most people do it wrong. Multiple studies show that high self-analyzers have more anxiety, less positivity, and experience more negative perspectives. I have been one of them. So it's key to note that introspection is not fact, but that's not what matters here. What you believe and the story that you tell yourself about yourself is the key. However, we're not introspecting, asking our minds why questions, to ruminate. We are introspecting in order to identify so that we can rewire and reprogram. Here are 3 strong and safe ways to introspect in order to identify what you can begin to rewire in your mind. A self-reflection question. You can start this exercise by looking in the mirror or going to your favorite spot or park and ask yourself, what would it mean about me if I got everything I wanted? Now, if you answered, if I had all the money, love, success, whatever you want, I'd be alone. I'd be isolated. My friends might be jealous. Anything you answer that feels uncomfortable, that can point to the root of a limiting belief. If you thought, if I had all the money, love, success, I'd be alone, your limiting belief could be having more equals losing connection, equals loneliness, equals abandonment.
Reverse pattern tracing.
Think of the last 3 times you self-sabotaged. Ask yourself, what emotion showed up right before I bailed, picked a fight, procrastinated? Then ask, what story did I tell myself at that moment? That emotional story is tied to the subconscious belief you need to rewire, the if-then fear cascade. Your subconscious doesn't fear success, it fears what success might cause you to experience. This is a really powerful exercise and it's deceptively simple. You literally just start with the sentence template, if I succeed, then will happen, or anything else you want in life. If I fall in love, then will happen. Then keep going layer by layer, write down the first thing you think of and don't censor yourself. If I succeed, they'll expect more. If I succeed, I'll have less time for myself. If I succeed, people will resent me. If I get close to someone, I'll get hurt. If I finally slow down, I'll fall apart. Each then is a breadcrumb to a subconscious rule you've been living by. Explore it deep enough and you'll discover the limiting belief beneath it all. It could be something like success equals being alone, visibility equals being unsafe, rest equals weakness. That's your belief your subconscious is protecting you from. Not because it's true, but because it once kept you safe. Rewiring the belief. Now that you've identified the limiting subconscious belief, it's time to rewire it. These are 3 powerful processes that reprogram your mind and why they work. Starting off with number 1, used by celebrities, Olympians, successful business owners, and backed by several clinical research studies. It's meditation. Visualization. Your subconscious is influenced by what it sees repeatedly, especially emotionally charged imagery. That's why athletes like Michael Phelps visualize wins, Navy SEALs rehearse calm under fire, and Tony Robbins teaches priming. You're giving your brain a blueprint for how to behave, feel, and respond. You can use my visualization for success in the top right somewhere here, but if you want to do this yourself, here's a general guideline of how to go about it. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Choose one scene that represents the new belief you want to install. For example, I am capable. You can visualize walking into a room and speaking with calm authority, or going about your tasks and daily life with that sense of confidence that capability brings. I am safe to be seen. You could visualize sharing your ideas, being met with respect and connection. I am successful and loved. Visualize yourself thriving, supported, and emotionally grounded. Engage all your senses. What are you wearing? What's the expression on your face? Who's with you? What do you feel in your chest, your gut? Is there a specific smell, sound, scene? Most importantly, feel the emotion. Emotion is the glue that makes the image stick to your subconscious. So feel what that version of you would feel through posture, breath, emotion, and practice it daily for 2 to 5 minutes to install it as a familiar identity. With the subconscious, repetition is key.
Hypnotic trance.
Number 2 is personally my favorite process because it's able to access the brain's most programmable state. Hypnosis triggers neuroplasticity because it includes both what is needed for rewiring the brain neurons, intense focus, and a deep relaxed state. During hypnosis, your brain slips into theta brainwaves, which is the same state you naturally pass through as you fall asleep. In this state, your default mode network, which basically governs your self-concept, quiets down. This allows you to bypass conscious resistance and speak directly to the subconscious. You can use one of my free guided hypnosis audios from my YouTube playlist, or book a professional practitioner in your area or online for a session. You can also learn self-hypnosis if you're up for the challenge. Physiological priming uses the body to change the mind. You don't just think your way into new beliefs, you move your way into them. Here's the thing, emotion has motion. State changes biology. According to Dr. Andrew Huberman at Stanford, your posture, facial expression, and breathing can instantly shift your neurochemical state, like turning fear into confidence. So to change your physiology, you could use power poses, think standing tall, chest open, to signal dominance and safety to your nervous system. Or I preferred more patterned breathing like 4-7-8 or box breathing to calm your limbic brain and open access to higher reasoning. Then speak the new belief out loud whilst in the elevated physiological state. You can train your nervous system to associate the new belief with safety and power. Don't forget, none of this is really useful to your materialistic goals or ambitions if you never take any action. If your brain is wired this way, it's no wonder you hesitate. But here's how to override it, even in moments of fear. If you found this video helpful, leave a like, comment below, and watch this video next.